everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. Today's video is going to be an update to my beauty no-buy. So I started this no-buy about 3 months ago in March. If you didn't check out my introduction video, I will link it down below. And I would recommend you to check it out. In that video I do explain my reasons behind this no-buy. There are many reasons, but it really all comes down to the fact that I don't love makeup anymore. Also in that video I do go through my rules, but I do have 3 main rules. So first of all, this is beauty replacements only no-buy. Second, this no-buy will last for the end of this year. That rule I just set because I didn't really know what else to do. I wanted it to be a little bit longer term thing, and I wanted to have time to figure out what to do after the no-buy, and I actually have come up with a plan that I'm going to talk about in the end of the video. And the third rule was that perfume is excluded, and as you can imagine, as someone who tends to have some shopping problems, and I set myself that kind of rule, I totally went and bought some perfume. There you can see my perfume shelf. But in this update video I'm not going to show you any product specifically, whether it was replacement, whether it was something else like the perfumes. I just don't want these update videos to be really product focused. I rather want these to be videos where I talk about my feelings, how things are going, if my mindset is changing. I feel the first few months of the no-buy have gone okay. It has not been perfect, but I don't think I have made any really clear and obvious rule break purchases. I will say though, I was really tempted to buy some Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. They are something that I have been tempted to buy even before I started the no-buy, and I was actually really close of purchasing those before the no-buy, but then I couldn't decide which lipsticks I should get and I didn't end up getting any. But then in the very beginning of my no-buy, I heard that Feel Unique is actually closing. It is the website where I have been getting my Charlotte Tilbury products previously, because the prices were just a little bit lower there, and I had selected Charlotte Tilbury as a brand of life, which meant that I got 10% off. So I would have been able to get the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks for around 30 euros, while now when I go check different websites like Cult Beauty or the Charlotte Tilbury official website, they are 36 euros. So because of that I was so tempted to get the lipsticks, but then I thought that it would be so embarrassing to break the no-buy before it has even properly started. And then also I thought about my collection. My lipstick collection is not huge. I think I have currently maybe 18 lip products in my collection. And while 18 lip products is not a huge collection, but then when I consider the fact that a lot of my lip products are actually a few years old and I really want to focus on the old ones, and I know that if I got those Charlotte Tilbury lip products, I wouldn't allow myself to really use them before I have gotten good use out of the old lip products that I have. So it really didn't make any sense for me to purchase any new lip products right now. So yeah, while I was tempted to buy those lipsticks, I didn't. And most of the things that I bought during the first few months of this no-buy were straight up replacements. So I finished a product and I bought something to replace it. However, there were a couple of things that I bought that were kinda questionable. So what I'm specifically talking about here are some cream cheek products that I bought. I do have some powder cheek products that I could use, and today I have done my cheek products with powders. However, on my everyday I am right now doing extremely natural makeup looks, like no makeup looks, and the way I do my foundation is that I actually mix just a little bit of foundation to moisturizer to get kind of like a tinted moisturizer or a skin tint. And for a while I was doing my powder cheek products on top of that. And when I do that kind of base, I like to set it with as little powder as possible. And I had some real issues with kind of like blending the products, and it would look really blotchy. And around my birthday in the really beginning of June, Dog Money was having Catrice and Essence 3 for 2, and I decided that I'm going to get myself those cream and liquid cheek products. So I got a cream bronzer, a cream blush and a cream highlight. And I ended up paying around 10 euros for those 3 products, and do I regret it? No, but I want to be honest about it. So I don't want to come here and say that, oh, I bought absolutely nothing, when that's not true. I bought those things, and actually the bronzer and the blush work exactly how I wanted and envisioned them to work. They don't look like this separate mask on top of the complexion, but it actually looks like color coming out of my skin. The highlight unfortunately ended up being a little bit much for my liking, but that I did put into my cheek product project pan, and I tried to use it up as a body highlight. But yeah, that's that. I did buy those things that were kind of questionable, but at the same time I feel this is one of those things that my preferences might actually change quite dramatically, and I may not have something that works. So, you know, I don't want to punish myself and not allow myself to get something that might actually solve a problem. And yes, then I have bought a bunch of perfume, and that's why perfume is no longer something that I can freely buy. But I have bought some full-size perfumes, I have bought some smaller size perfumes to really test the perfume out, and then I have bought some samples. So yeah, when it comes to purchases, I feel the No Buy has gone okay. Wasn't perfect, but wasn't a total fail. However, I still do feel that for my mindset, this No Buy has been a great thing. When I started this No Buy, I was just so fed up with all of the constant makeup purchasing, and if you watched my introduction video, I think you totally could sense it from me. But what has been really great about this No Buy and what motivates me to keep going is the progress that I'm making, not only with my mindset but with the actual makeup collection. So my dream has actually been for a while to get my makeup collection to take less space. So when I first started my makeup hobby, I wanted to have as huge collection as possible. And then in our old apartment, I ended up having an Alex 5 drawer full of makeup, and then I did have my lipsticks separately because I wanted to have them visible. And it wasn't the largest influencer makeup collection ever, but it was thousands of euros worth of makeup that most of it expired anyways. Or then I just decluttered it for someone else before it expired. Some of it for sure I have been able to use up, most of it not. And it was totally money wasted. But yeah, I had a lot of makeup back then, and then in 2019 I did my first beauty No Buy. It was a full replacements only No Buy year, and my goal was then to have my makeup collection in one drawer vanity, and I was able to do that. In the really beginning of 2020 we moved to this house and I switched to that vanity, and now my goal was to actually get most of my makeup into one makeup bag, and I was able to do that. The majority of my makeup is in this makeup bag. My lip products I do have separately in this container, and then packed there I do have my eyeshadows, and in the palettes I do have some cheek products, but everything else is here. So all of my complexion products, a lot of cheek products, other eye products except eyeshadows. The fact that I have gone from drawers full of makeup to this plus some product visible there, I think that's pretty wild, and I'm so happy about that. And I got to say, I really enjoy having the makeup here. Now if I want to do my makeup in a different room, for example, which by the way I often do my makeup in the morning while my kids are eating breakfast, I do my makeup on the kitchen table. So what I do is that I take this makeup bag with me, and then also when it comes to the progress that I have been able to make, the numbers in my makeup inventory are going down, which is really motivating. And not only am I happy about where my makeup collection is going, like where the stuff is going, the amounts of product, I noticed that makeup is just not as important for me anymore. Since getting into makeup in 2015, makeup has been kind of like a hobby for me, and I honestly feel that I am starting to be towards the end of that time when I would consider makeup being a hobby. I do still project panning, which I consider almost being like a hobby for me. I do have this YouTube channel, and while I have started to film some other videos, like some style videos, makeup is still the largest part of this channel. So I don't feel I'm there quite yet, but all the time I notice that makeup is starting to be less and less important for me, and it's just one part of my style. And I think that's also the direction where my channel will go in future. And I was also thinking about my kind of makeup era and what different phases I have had in it. So I thought I want to kind of walk you through it really quickly. So before I really found makeup in 2015, makeup wasn't something that I really enjoyed that much. I was doing it because girls have to do it. I really didn't question it, like if it is really that necessary, but I kept doing it. It also helped me feel more beautiful. But then I really got into makeup in 2015. I started writing my beauty blog. I found beauty YouTube. Back then it was just hoarding all of the makeup, doing all different wild makeup looks, and yeah, it was crazy. I was spending so much time and money on makeup back then. And thankfully that phase only lasted for a few years, because then in 2019 I started my beauty replacements only no by year, and also around that time I really got into project panning, which totally is a more healthy hobby to have than just hoarding and hauling everything. I have had some moments in project panning that have been not so great. I totally have been guilty of hate panning, and also while I have been so hyper focused on panning certain items, I have let others sit, even expire in my collection almost unused, and honestly that's a little bit sad. And now I feel I have moved to wanting to rather rotate through my collection than just be super focused on one thing at once. But also, I don't see myself being in this phase forever. I can see myself moving towards having a signature makeup style. And then I'm probably still going to do project panning, but the panning will happen while I'm repeating that signature style. And when I say signature style, I don't mean that I'm going to wear the same exact eyeshadow colors, the same exact lipstick every single day. Maybe I will change the colors a little bit depending on a season. However, I still probably want to keep the look true to myself and something that I feel is me, rather than trying to find different ways to make a product work or try an eyeshadow different ways. So I hope that makes sense, but for sure I am going to keep wearing makeup, although I feel that I'm getting close to the end of my makeup era, but I can see the adventurous time just starting to be over. What I wanted to close this video with is my future plans. In the intro I set this no-buy to be for the rest of this year. And that's because I wanted to have some time to think what to do in future. Where my no-buys have felt in the past have been after the no-buy. Like my 2019 no-buy year, I was in such good mindset. Sometimes I still go to see that finale video. I still feel I have probably never been in as good mindset when it comes to makeup. I had just bought a house, I had future plans. However, maybe I was too confident about the change. And then when I got off the no-buy, things got a little bit out of control because I didn't really have a proper plan of what to do. And then, you know, in 2020 COVID happened and all of that. After that I have been doing different low buys. I have had beauty budgets, but I still have kept buying makeup maybe a little bit more what I want to. But now I actually do have a plan of how I want to shop for makeup, and perfume is going to be included here from now on also. For the most part I'm going to do replacements only no buy, but then there is going to be 2 times in a year when I will allow myself to make some purchases. Those times are my birthday, that is in the beginning of June, and then Black Friday. It goes so well for me because there is about 6 months between of those. Of course, those times of the year you typically can get things a little bit more affordable. But I feel also for me, it's not about the deals that much. I really want to consider the products that I get. I want to do wish lists and I want to stick to those wish lists rather than go to see what is on sale and just buy things that I really don't need, because I really want to consider everything that enters my collection. And I probably still, even though I do the wish list, need to do some prioritizing when the actual day comes. I will say though, this year on Black Friday, most of the lip products are still going to be on no buy, so lipsticks, lip glosses. I think lip liner is something I will allow myself to get if it looks like I need one, because lip liner is not for me an exciting product, it's more of a useful product. Then eyeshadows also are going to be on a no buy this Black Friday for obvious reasons. I do have too many. I do still have plenty of eyeshadows from 2010s, so no need to buy any new eyeshadow right now. So yeah, eyeshadow, lip products, also cheek products. Maybe apart from bronzer, but like blushes, highlight, I think that is going to be a no-buy category still this year. But yeah, let me know what you think of my plan. I just feel really good about where I'm going with my collection. I'm making progress. My makeup inventory will come somewhere in July. Let me know if you are on a no-buy, on a low buy, on a beauty budget, whatever you are doing, how is it going? Thank you so much for watching this video and I hope to see you in one of my next ones. Bye bye.